Sparking Up Sports, we're back with Chris Poos. We're going coast to coast, East Coast to West Coast. Welcome back, Poos.
Big Steve, good to see you. Thanks for having me, boys.
Super excited to have you back. And like everybody knows, Notre Dame made it to the national championship. And how stoked are you on that?
I'm on cloud nine. It's been a wave of emotions. The Penn State game was something else, a tale of two halves. Leave it to
Unbelievable.
Marcus Freeman does what only Marcus Freeman can do, leader of men, and here we are. We're dancing on down to Atlanta. It's going to be something.
It's absolutely crazy that you guys are here. I mean, you called it. How long ago were you here? Like 6 or 7 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Dare I say?
it was the week of the USC game. Notre Dame was on
Yeah,
that crazy run, which carried them past Indiana. You know,
crushed them.
crushed
They've
it.
been crushing teams though since that NIU lost. They've like been crushing teams.
And statistically, when you look at the numbers, the things that they're doing, especially that defense, the numbers they're putting up, unheard of things. I believe it was
Oh
something
yeah,
like
their defense is fun to watch. Real fun to watch.
498 plus yard touchdowns, courtesy of the defense. Yeah,
Yeah,
unheard of. Unheard of.
right. I mean, coming from Indiana, I honestly never thought this was going to happen this year. Like, maybe ever again, because the thing about Notre Dame is always like it's hard to get the players there, the recruits there. Like, will they ever do it again? And Marcus Freeman in his third year is able to get them all the way there. Like, storybook ending, hopefully, we're hoping for. But he's playing against his alma mater, which is also another unbelievable story in this game.
So it's amazing when we talk about this. Year three is always that year three for these new coaches.
The biggest jump. That's the
Yep.
biggest jump.
And I think we saw that in terms of recruiting, athletically, the speed, the talent. Notre Dame has players.
Yeah.
Notre Dame has some.
And when it comes to these big schools, if you notice, like it's all up front. All these good teams that are left up front, they got the big dogs up front. Notre Dame might as well be O-line university. They got first rounders coming out every year. They got those big dogs up front. That's one concern of mine though coming into this game is they lost a couple linemen in the prior game. The one guy he is out for sure for the national championship. I do not recall what his name is, but that could be a big loss in this game.
They're banged up. There's no doubt about it. And I think that's going to be the tale of the 12 team playoff. We're seeing teams play
Right.
more games, and that's what I was devastated as each player went down during that Penn State game. I'm thinking the same thing as you, but at the exact same time, I knew there was another game to be played on Friday night. Uh,
Another one. Yeah.
and that's just how it's going to be. People are going to be banged up. I know going into Penn State, Jeremiah Love, they were talking about the knee injury. We were only going to get
Right. Yeah.
80%. And at the same time, you've got guys on the Penn State end. Everybody's dealing with injuries. And
Yeah.
it's and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really just about who's going to be that resilient team, who's got the coaching, and to be quite honest, I think Notre Dame's got a little edge up when it comes to coaching going into this final.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. Marcus Freeman definitely. I think he's a better coach than Ryan Day. Ryan Day kind of
Yeah.
scumbaggish to me, honestly, and like he's just not that likable.
No, not at
Marcus
all.
Freeman is so likable.
Like as I said to you guys a few days ago, this is America's team right now.
Yeah, and like with Marcus Freeman, not Brian Kelly, like way more fun to watch. I'm even excited. I'm a lifelong Notre Dame hater, dude, because
Hmm.
I've never seen him win. Everybody was always hyped up on him, and like they've never won the big game. So,
Yep.
but
So
another thing is like this is the big game now. They won a couple big games, but this is it. So, can they
and
do it or?
it's going to be exciting. When the line came out, the initial 7.5 point spread.
Yeah,
Sometimes you see a line and it smells fishy. Sometimes you see a line and it feels just right. I think that is a phenomenal line. I
it is
think.
because like. I feel your passing game is just not there, and that if you go down like two scores, then
right, it could get out of hand.
yeah,
So we'll see how it goes. I love the line. I know there's been some movement in favor of Ohio State. Last I saw, I believe it was 8.5. But
yep, yeah.
it's not often, it's only once a year we get to look forward to a nice Monday night college football
National
game.
championship, huge game, huge. Like I to the two blue bloods, like Notre Dame back in it. Last time they were in it was what 1992. They were in the national championship game,
Yeah, I mean, last win,
or the last time they
yeah,
won it.
it,
Yeah,
yeah, long before you and I were there to see it, that's for
yeah,
sure.
that's what I'm saying.
Right. So, yeah, I'm fired up.
Fired up.
Yeah.
What's your biggest concern going into the game for
So
against Ohio State?
to to your point earlier, it's been such a blast watching the O lines and the D lines of
Oh
these
yeah,
of
so
these
good.
of these competitive teams. The playoffs been unreal. All you have to do is just see, who's given that push on a specific day or night, and
Right.
that really is how these games play out, depending on which side of the line gets it done.
Yeah.
Um,
They all got big ass dudes too. Those guys are all monsters. They're
it,
fucking huge.
it's
Like
crazy. It's crazy, and I love
massive human beings.
with the transfer portal too. It's unbelievable to hear about kids coming into Notre Dame from Florida International and things like that. And
Right.
my
And
first
they're all
thought is
ready to play too.
that
Like,
kids must have been a stud at the field, at FIU to
oh
then,
yeah.
to be getting looks to come to Notre Dame.
Oh
So,
yeah. He dominated those conferences. He's like that conference all American to be able to come in and do that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
When I played college football, I played with like Greg Jennings, and going junior into senior year, like he would have been able, if we had the way it runs now, he could transfer. Like he would have been able to transfer any country in the school or any school in the country. But because you had to sit out a year, then like you're stuck there. He was stuck with Western Michigan, so we got to keep him. Nowadays, though, like he would be gone, dude. He'd go to Michigan or another big school like that. So it is kind of cool to see those kids from the small schools make that jump into the big schools, and because they've played so many games already under their belt, they have the experience that these like big ass five-star freshmen just don't have in college, because even though it's a smaller school, it's still a different level of football. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like as far as play calling, and your mind has to be up to speed with that. So I think that's awesome to see these players coming to those big schools like that and make an impact.
Mhm.
So let's kind of switch gears here. You are in Boston, so you're in Patriots land. The first coach to get hired out of seven coaching vacancies is Mike Vrabel to the Patriots. What are the feelings and thoughts around Boston about this hire?
So I can't say that I'm surprised. But I was happy to see one domino fall. With all these
Yeah, right.
with all
Yeah,
these vacancies out there, it's been everybody's thinking about the future. Who's going to land the offensive guru? A couple really good defensive names out there as well.
right.
So we needed to see one fall, and then hopefully that'll be a catalyst for more teams to make a move. Um, the people in
I
New
do think
England.
the problem now is, though, like everybody's going to be waiting on Ben Johnson,
Hmm.
and he can't commit to a team until after the playoffs or the Super Bowl. So I don't know how many more are going to fall before he falls, because
Yeah,
he's the king right now. I feel like as far as coaching candidates go.
he's the king. In the talk out here, it was Vrabel or Ben Johnson, and there was a lot of concerns about Ben Johnson not being, having no head coaching experience. Patriots
Right.
had just gone through that with Gerard Mayo, absolute disaster.
Disaster.
Yeah, yeah, hate to
I
see it
feel for
go.
the guy though, dude. He was set up for failure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Worst roster in the league. So you bring in Vrabel. The people around here, they're fired up about it.
Yeah, I
I
mean they got a quarterback, so that's
you
the
get
biggest thing I feel like
and
nowadays.
and Vrabel comes in, he's not going to take shit from anybody. He's a
Right.
man. He's an
Oh, he already
adult.
said he's coming in setting the fucking tone. Like,
Yeah, he's an adult in the room. And let's just be honest, Gerard Mayo couldn't fill those shoes last year. So,
right.
if anything, I'm a little concerned. I think it really goes from the top down with New England. I think Tom Brady covered up a lot of blemishes for many, many years.
How many
Uh,
Raiders blemishes do you think he's going to be able to cover up for many, many years?
I think
Hopefully
he's
a lot.
I think he's got the shoe shine out right now. I think he's
He's
working his
just
magic.
buffing away, dude. Just
Yeah,
buffing away.
so yeah, the Brady factor is huge. Really interested to see what New England's going to do in free agency. Very excited to see what Vegas
Who
is
are
going to
your
do in free
top
agency.
three candidates for the Raiders head coaching position?
I'm all in on Ben Johnson.
Ben
Uh,
Johnson, yeah.
yeah, um, I'm a big Aaron Glenn guy.
The things he's doing with that defense is absolutely awesome. Like,
Yeah,
bring him in. Like,
and then to be quite honest, I was up. I thought Vrabel he would be a good candidate as well, just because
yeah.
the
I thought
Brady
he would
fact.
be
Yeah.
good in Chicago too. Just the culture change that you need. And he's the guy that you know can come in and change the culture of a football team. He did it in Tennessee, and I have anything he just learned from doing that. It's not like he's going to get worse from that experience.
Mhm. And I mean, it's crazy to hear some of these names that are back in the coaching carousel. Matt Nagy's getting looks.
Oh
Rex,
God, no, don't remind me, dude.
I believe, yeah,
Oh
Rex, Rex,
man.
Rex Ryan went back and interviewed for the Jets. I mean,
I want
that'll
to see Dion go to Dallas. I
likewise.
want that for everybody. I want that for the NFL. Like that, it's what the people need. Like give the people what they want. Fireworks every week. You never know what's gonna happen. Like give me that.
So let me pitch this. I kid you not, I was laying in bed thinking about this last night because I similarly
I was thinking
Dion,
about titties.
yeah,
No.
Dion to Dallas just like brings the spotlight so
That's it.
big.
That's what they want, dude.
And
Awesome.
if Dion wants both of his kids, that's what he said. He would go to the NFL if he could coach both of his kids on the
Yeah.
roster,
Me
which
and
is
Johnny were talking like Dallas mortgages the future. Get Shador in there. Get his son in a later round.
no
Fucking.
no.
Could you imagine?
So hear me out. If you're the Cleveland Browns and you get a trade offer that includes a Dak Prescott for the one, what do you do?
You think about it.
I think I think you s- I think the Browns take it because
Yeah.
they wouldn't do anything with Shadurius anyways.
No. We
All
just
hail
need to keep
Shador.
the Sanders together. They
Right.
got to get next level. Boom. Each level, keep them together. They keep winning. Keep them together.
Yeah, that's it. All
That's
about it.
it. All about it. All right, well, let's wrap things up, man. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be having you on in the future. Hopefully, it goes a little smoother with the setup, but we're cruising, man.
Yeah, go Irish. You already know the deal.
Go
All aboard.
Irish. Huge game coming up.
So yeah, great to be on with
Huge
you
game.
fellas. Yeah.